Hello, Bloomington. I'm Mayor Tim Busse, and this is the Council Minute for the week of August 14th. We recognized a very special anniversary at our council meeting Monday night. We had the opportunity to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Bloomington's sister city relationship with the city of Izumi, Japan. A delegation from Izumi, led by Mayor Hiromichi Tsuchi, was in Bloomington for the past several days, and they joined us at the council meeting for a formal presentation of a proclamation recognizing the three-decade relationship. A group of students who are also part of the delegation gave the council a great presentation about their city and their country. The sister city relationship was formed in November of 1993 when Bloomington Mayor Neil Peterson and Izumi Mayor Tadao Akeda signed a declaration of sister city affiliation between the two cities. The declaration stated, in part, that the two cities shared a desire to deepen friendship and mutual understanding between the two cities through education, industrial, and commercial exchanges. The overall goal was to contribute toward peace and prosperity in the world. Over the years, there have been about 50 delegations that have traveled between Izumi and Bloomington. The delegates have included mayors and city council members of both cities, as well as representatives from business, education, nonprofit organizations, and youth groups. In the early 2000s, the cities even exchanged brass and concert bands. In 1994, Bloomington hosted the first student exchange program. And since then, our two cities have sent delegations of youth from our middle schools and high schools, as well as Boy Scouts, college students, and band members. There's also been an annual student art exchange and a marathon runner exchange, where runners have competed in the Senshu International Marathon and the Twin Cities Marathon. The visit this year included tours of city facilities and local businesses, a number of social events, and of course, a trip to Mall of America. The Bloomington Sister City organization took on the work of planning and organizing the visit, and they did a fantastic job. Hats off to Kelly Lohman, president of the Bloomington Sister City organization, and the entire group who worked on this event. The event was truly a special milestone for the two cities, and it was a pleasure to be part of it. Back in 2018, Bloomington adopted an energy action plan, which set goals around energy efficiency, renewable energy, and reducing greenhouse gas emissions. In 2019, the city commissioned a study looking at energy efficiency opportunities and solar. The energy efficiency opportunities were completed in 2020 and 2021, and this year, one of the action items in the Sustainability Commission's work plan was to evaluate solar opportunities for city facilities. All of which led us to Monday night and the Sustainability Commission's recommendations regarding those solar opportunities. The recommendations were high level and were pretty straightforward and logical. The Sustainability Commission recommended that any solar project on city facilities should demonstrate an economic benefit to the city, that the upfront investment should lead to long-term savings, and that any cost savings should be dedicated to the city's climate change mitigation investments, like energy efficiency equipment or electric vehicle chargers. Next, they recommended that any solar infrastructure should be owned by the city, and that renewable energy certificates should be kept by the city to contribute toward Bloomington's renewable electricity use and carbon footprint reduction goals. They logically stated that any solar infrastructure should be located on a flat-roofed city facility that is solar-ready, gets plenty of sun, and is accessible to our city maintenance staff. I do want to point out that in anticipation of these recommendations, when Bloomington's Public Works facility got a new roof last year, it was built to be solar-ready. The final recommendation was that the project should be done by the end of 2024. Again, pretty straightforward, common sense recommendations by the Sustainability Commission. The Council agreed that next steps should be to develop a request for proposals for the project to get a better idea of scope and cost of installing solar panels on the roof of the Public Works facility. City staff will also continue looking into funding opportunities that might be available through the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Program, federal tax credits, and EPA climate pollution reduction grants. More on this in the very near future. And finally today, as I'm sure you've heard, the city has developed a long-term investment plan called Bloomington Forward. Bloomington Forward would support 3 major community projects for better health, wellness, athletics, recreation, and improved natural areas. The projects include renewal in the 9 Mile Creek corridor, an upgrade of Bloomington Ice Garden, and construction of a new community health and wellness center. On November 7th, Bloomington voters will consider a 0.5% local option sales tax to finance $155 million in bonds to pay for the projects as part of a citywide referendum. If approved, 67%, that's 2/3 of the local sales tax revenue, will come from non-residents. By using a sales tax instead of a property tax to finance the projects, non-residents would share in the cost of paying for them when they patronize local businesses. This is an important community decision, and I know there are a lot of questions about the projects and the process. So we thought it would be a good idea to spend some time in the Council Minute to answer one or two questions about the investment plan that have come into our city email boxes or have been posted on Let's Talk Bloomington. This week's questions are about the 9 Mile Creek project. The first question is, how would the project impact, affect, and enhance the natural areas in the 9 Mile Creek corridor? The 9 Mile Creek corridor is one of the most ecologically diverse areas in all of Bloomington. The proposed project would improve access to the area without disrupting the natural surroundings of the 9 Mile Creek corridor. The city is looking to restore eroded riverbanks and protect natural habitat while expanding trails for hiking and biking. The second question asks, will 9 Mile Creek be straightened out if this ballot question is approved? That's an interesting question, and it's one, frankly, I hadn't even thought of. The answer is no. The proposed project would focus on restoring eroded banks along the creek and protecting natural habitat from invasive species to ensure that native plants and wildlife thrive in the future. But 9 Mile Creek would still meander its way all the way through Bloomington. It wouldn't be straightened out. As I mentioned earlier, the plan is to answer a couple of questions each week leading up to Election Day. So be sure to tune in next time for more answers to your frequently asked questions. In the meantime, there is much more information on the website, bloomingtonforward.org. That will do it for this week's Council Minute. Thanks for joining me today. Until next time, stay safe, Bloomington.